Starting your own business can seem like a daunting task, but the freedom of being able to monetize something that you're passionate about while solving other people's problems makes the endeavor completely worth it. Now, one of the very first things any entrepreneur needs to decide before starting a business is how they want ownership to be structured. These are the four main business structures to choose from, and each has their own benefits and downfalls. Sole proprietorships and partnerships offer the owners complete control. However, the downfall is that should your company go bankrupt, you and your partners maintain full liability. Now, this means that debtors could come after personal assets as well, but because sole proprietorships and partnerships have unlimited liability, many large companies opt to form corporations. So although corporations are appealing for large companies and provide limited liability to shareholders, there remains a better option for small businesses. That option is forming an LLC. LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. All right, so LLCs also provide protection to owners' personal assets. Now, in addition, companies filed as an LLC enjoy the benefit of pass-through taxation, but can also choose to be taxed as either an S corporation or C corporation. So for these reasons, LLCs have become one of the most popular business structures for small businesses. But how do you form an LLC? Although there are multiple steps involved in forming an LLC, this video will provide the best comprehensive explanation of what to do. Step 1, select the state you wish to register in. The very first thing entrepreneurs need to do before forming an LLC is to choose which state to register in. Now, each of the 50 states require LLCs to adhere to different laws and charge companies different amounts of money to register. Normally, it's recommended to form your LLC in the state you live and do business in. However, you can opt to register your LLC in any state or US territory. Now, keep in mind that if you operate your business in multiple states, you'll need to register your business as a foreign LLC in those states. Now, out-of-state LLCs are required to comply with laws and regulations for both your home state and your registration state. However, because every state charges differently, registration and taxes may be cheaper if you register your LLC out of state. It's important to know the laws first, however, before choosing a state to register in. Step 2, choose a unique name for your business. Okay, so once you've selected a state to register your LLC in, the next step is to decide on a legal name. Because no two businesses can operate under the same name, you'll first need to check for the name's availability. Now, fortunately, most states have a search tool within the Secretary of State website. Now, when deciding on a name for your LLC, it's also crucial that you adhere to your state's name requirements. Some words are forbidden to be used for various reasons in many states. For example, the words corporation and incorporated are typically forbidden due to the potential to create confusion and be misleading. Now, if you have a great idea for a name, but you are not ready to file your articles of organization, you can also request to reserve the name for a period of time. Step 3. Appoint a registered agent. So once you have a name for your LLC, you'll need to select a registered agent. Now, the registered agent is the person who receives any of the business's legal documents and official mail. So the registered agent must be available during regular business hours and be located at an address within the state you registered in. There are 3 main options of who you can select. The first is to become a registered agent yourself. You can also appoint another owner or employee of the company. Now, finally, you have the option to hire a professional registered agent service. Step 4, choose a management structure. Okay, the next step in forming your LLC is to select a management structure. The 2 management structures you can choose are member-managed LLCs and manager-managed LLCs. Member-managed LLCs are the more common among small businesses. Now, under this management structure, all members of the LLC share responsibility for day-to-day operations. However, you and your partners can designate specific roles within your company's operating agreement. Larger LLCs may prefer to select the manager-managed structure. So this management structure involves delegating responsibilities to either another LLC member or a hired manager. Manager-managed LLCs are also appealing for owners who prefer to act as a passive investor instead of dealing in the daily business operations. Step 5, file the articles of organization. After selecting your location, name, registered agent, and management structure, you can officially file your LLC. Now, to do this, every state requires you to file articles of organization with the Secretary of State. Now, the articles of organization require you to submit integral information about your business. So you'll need to provide the name of your company along with the address and contact information. Also, in addition, you must explain the purpose of your business. And with that, you'll also need to provide the name and contact information for your registered agent, in addition to any other members of your LLC. Now, finally, you must state which LLC management structure your business will operate under. Step 6. Establish an operating agreement. After your registration state approves your articles of organization, you can prepare an operating agreement. So the operating agreement specifies the financial and management responsibilities among those LLC members. And some of the focus areas include how to transfer membership interest, which members are responsible to contribute capital, when and how profits are distributed, and what happens when a member wants to leave the business. Without the unique operating agreement, your business will be governed by your state's default laws, which may not be in line with the LLC members' interests. Step 7, register your LLC for taxation. After you have an operating agreement for your LLC, you'll need to register your company for all applicable taxes. For federal taxes, you have 3 options of how to register. Now, by default, the federal government provides pass-through taxation. So in essence, this means the company itself pays no federal income tax. Instead, the profits pass through to the owners who are then taxed individually. However, LLCs can also choose to be taxed as a corporation. For LLCs with under 100 investors, you can register to be taxed as an S corporation. So you'll still enjoy the pass-through taxation, but you'll avoid paying self-employment tax on all the company's profits. If your business has over 100 investors, you can opt to be taxed as a C corporation. Unfortunately, this means that you'll be taxed twice, first at the corporate level and again at the individual shareholder level. But no matter how the IRS classifies the company, all LLCs with employees are also responsible for paying federal payroll taxes. LLCs also need to get a federal employer identification number from the IRS to report those federal taxes. Now, LLCs are also responsible for several state taxes, including annual franchise taxes, sales tax, and state corporate income taxes. It's very important to check with a local tax authority to understand what taxes your LLC is obligated to pay in your state. Step 8, if applicable, obtain licenses and permits. So in general, LLCs do not need to apply for special business licenses during the formation stage. However, depending on your industry, you may be required to obtain a license or permit in order to legally operate. Now, some industries that require licenses include, but are not limited to, restaurants, law, medicine, and accounting. However, remember to check with your state and local government to determine whether you need a license or permit. Overall, forming an LLC is an appealing option for entrepreneurs. They are easy to form and provide a number of benefits, including limited liability and federal tax options. By selecting a registration state, choosing a unique legal business name, and appointing a registered agent, you can file the articles of organization with your Secretary of State to officially form your LLC. If you want to learn more, we have how-to guides for starting and running your own company on our website, SimplifyLLC.com. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.